More than 70% of Russians approve of the way that President Vladimir Putin is doing his job. Why is that? Well, we're joined now by a television anchorman. He's the former speechwriter for Mikhail Gorbachev, Alexei Pushkov. Thanks so much for being with us. How would you describe President Putin's popularity with the Russian people? It seems to be everywhere.
I think that Putin is popular because basically the country is feeling better. Finally, after a long period, after 1991 when the Soviet Union had fallen apart, and when the democratic revolution started, which led to a number of problems in Russia, finally the country is feeling better. We don't hear too many bad news from Chechnya. We don't have now terrorist activity. It has gone down. The economy is building up. The pensions are rising slowly, too slowly as some people would say, but they're still on the rise. And so there is this feeling that Russia is on the rise too. So I think that Putin is popular because the country is feeling better, and also because people have a feeling that he cares about the country. This is very important, because with Boris Yeltsin, who was very popular in the West and immensely unpopular in Russia, people saw that Yeltsin cares only about himself. He cared about his power, his influence, his image, his meetings with Bill Clinton. He didn't care about an average Russian. People think that Putin does care about the average Russian. At least he created such an image.
At the same time, there are some people that say he's accomplished a lot of this image because what he's done is either 90% of state-owned or media that is owned by companies that are affiliated with the state are just keeping the opposition off the air. There's no criticism of President Putin. There's no criticism of his policies and politics.
There's been, I think, quite a few critical attacks on Putin from the part of the opposition.
But nobody saw it, did they? Not many of them saw it.
We saw them here. We saw them here. Yeah, we saw them here. But they didn't stick. And the reason is that the opposition in the 90s was everywhere. I mean, those who are in opposition today. They were, in the 90s, they were running the country. They were on all TV screens. And when now they are saying, people don't hear us. People have heard them too well. For 12 years, they were telling them stories about how nice democracy is, and people were saying that democracy is awful. It's the looting of the country, it's the oligarchs and so on. So now they appeal to only a very small audience of people.
Are you concerned, as some people have told me they're concerned, that Russians, they have a job, they have some stability, and now they are not really worried about their freedoms? They're happy to let somebody else make the decisions for them.
Partially, I think there is a part of truth in this, but also I think that the idea of democracy was very much distorted in the Yeltsin times. What was declared to be a democracy was not considered by people as a real democracy. It was considered as manipulation, as privatization of what belonged to the nation, as the distribution of huge wealth to very small number of people. And
it was basically, in a word, unfair. And today, this week, we look at a business report that says that many business people in the West will not invest in Russia. All right, we look out here. We see Moscow is a sparkling city today, but the rest of Russia needs a lot of help. It needs a lot of investment from the West, but they're afraid to come in because they are still suspicious of the Russian system.
You know, there are a lot who are not afraid anymore. Last week I have been on the St. Petersburg Economic Forum, and I was absolutely amazed by the results. They had their 250 chief CEOs from the leading world companies, those who are in the list of the 500 most important world companies. And you know the level of investment last year? It was $42 billion. This year, half a year only passed. 60 million is already here. I think that the business in the West will not listen to Tony Blair's appeal, don't go to Russia, Russia is dangerous. I think they will go to Russia because Russia is rewarding. And of course there are problems here. But Russia is very rewarding. There are very big money to make in Russia, and I think that this is the message which the world business is getting more and more.
Final question, just one journalist to another. What is it that the Western media always gets wrong about Russia?
I think that the West wants Russia to become like the West in a very short period of time.
Not going to happen?
In a very short period of time, no. But it does not mean that Russia is not becoming a better country. Russia is becoming a better country. I think you should give it some more time to adjust to its new quality.
Alexei Pushkov. I want to thank you very much.